So let's talk about getting a UK startup funded over here, mate. How did you do it?
Well, started out a few grand before I left New Zealand, obviously, and lived off that for about 8 weeks in the UK. But the key to it, man, is getting some income coming in pretty much straight away. I'd never save up money and try and live here off the savings and start a business. So I was lucky enough to get a 3-day-a-week contract. So I was working at 3 days a week for good money in pounds. That paid all my bills. The other 4 days of the week I could use to start my own business. So that's how I sort of worked it.
And so working at 3 days a week, what sort of money could you look at pulling?
Depends what your experience is, obviously, but I mean, I was on about pro rata, about £25,000 a year for doing the 3 days. So it would have been about 40 if I was working full time, so it's not too bad.
Yep. And so how long did you do that before you actually got revenue coming through the business for the main product we were trying to sell?
Well, things always take longer than you think they would, so I thought I'd be in there for 6 months, get the business cranking, and then work full time in the business. But I was in that role 3 days a week for about 18 months in the end. And it took that long to get the business up to a level where I could quit that and have the income coming in from the business to pay all my rent, pay the bills, pay for the trips away. So
in that timeline, where did the first sale come? In that 18-month timeline?
Sure. So we landed in the UK in June 2007, and we got our first deal probably a year later.
So you've got to be willing to hang out for a year, do the consulting work, and live on 3 days a week worth of income, and then make it up with the rest.
Yeah, depending on the business, I'd say that's a really good model. Get the flexibility of some part-time work, good money, work your ass off for time, wait for the good deal, and that good deal, just take it and run with it. It was a pretty low deal for us, what we could be getting now, what we are getting now, but we had to get our foot in the door, so we accepted a low deal, £10,000, and we ran with it.
And that gave us a case study, right? From that case study, we've leveraged that and created more.
Exactly.
Cool. And so in terms of living off 3 days a week, right?
Yep.
And turning into a full-time business, when did you know the time was to shift, dump the consulting revenue, and go full-time?
Yeah, sure. I think it was January this year. We sort of pulled a couple more deals in. That was like, sweet, and I've got this much income coming in, and I can pay myself for a year.
So a year.
So yeah, I'm confident that I've got enough money in the bank to pay my wages for a year, and I'll ditch the consulting. And I had to because it just got too busy. There's not enough hours in the day, unfortunately. So
I think you're a bit more conservative than I am, and I think that works really well. And looking through the forecast with you, you were looking for that year's worth of revenue, right, to cover your full time.
Yeah.
Didn't we peg it back a little bit further?
We possibly did, and now we've sort of got I'm happy that we've got 6 months worth of cash.
6 months buffer of cash. But you're using all that extra time now to invest in growing the business, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we've played it smart. We've been a little bit conservative, but given the current climate and stuff, I'm glad we played it the way we did, and we're in a good position financially at the moment, and it's going to be a really good next year.
How much revenue have we got right now secured?
Secured this year. About 100 and something K.
And that's enough for you, it's enough for a full-time employee up in Leeds, and a developer back in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's yours, mate.